My very first professional development seminar was to a group of tax lawyers in Sydney, and it was a national conference of tax lawyers. And I went into the room, and my line is always, just step out of your old lecturing shoes for a minute. Because you get into your lecturing shoes and you just roll out the same thing, and you don't change it year after year. You might be even teaching the same course, and you know, it's so easy to do that. And I say, just take off your shoes for a moment and let's try some new lecturing shoes. And in that workshop I said, why do you like teaching tax? Because this is a mystery to me, genuinely. And the whole group said, I love tax because it's really relevant to our daily lives, and it's in the newspapers every day, and everyone has to do tax. And everyone comes to tax, they think it's really hard. It's not hard, it's really fascinating. Capital gains tax is just fantastic. I was thinking it was quite bizarre. And I said, have you explained that to your students? Have you sat there and said why you love tax? No, I tell them about capital gains tax, but I don't tell them why I like tax. I said, well, that could be something you could do to reinvigorate your teaching, because if you love tax, then I'm sure it's going to rub off on some of your tax students. And from that I said, well, you know, how are other ways you could explain to students? So they started to come up with ideas. I call this the 39 steps, you know, the idea that you're taking steps along the way. And someone said, well, you know, the newspapers every day have tax in them. We could bring in tax. And as soon as you start to give power over to the students also to make you more invigorated in your role, you can really get, you know, the change is not going to be negative, but something you can really embrace. In my first year unit, I had a competition on Fridays called Legal News of the Week. So I said, I want you to go away, and it's a competition. Law students love competition, doesn't work in every context. And I said, find the best news article you can find linked to this week's topic. So we have learning topics. And so they'd come in with these cases and stand up in front of the class and explain why this was relevant to their particular topic. And I'm just standing, as a lecturer who's used to just standing and delivering, all of a sudden students are telling other students why it's relevant, this newspaper article, to their learning. And standing there, the things that I hear as a lecturer makes me realise their perspective, what they're getting from the course. And I mean, this is really ways to energise yourself as a lecturer.